call since 2003. And a bit of a black eye for the image of another corporate giant, Apple.
Indeed, it all started with a third-grade girl who thought she was doing the right thing.
Like any 9-year-old, Shay O'Gorman spends a lot of time listening to her iPod Nano. So much so that when her third-grade class started learning about writing letters,
business letters, formal letters,
she thought, who better to write to than the man whose company makes her iPod?
I decided to write to Mr. Stephen Jobs,
the president of Apple Computer.
She just came home and said, "Mom, I have some ideas about the iPod Nano, and I'm going to write Stephen Jobs a letter." We were just very impressed and very proud of her.
Dear Mr. Jobs, I am writing you because...
In her letter, Shay outlined her ideas for improving iPods, like adding song lyrics.
Have the words on the screen so they can sing along and stuff.
So she mailed it and waited for 3 months. And when a letter arrived from Apple, the whole family gathered around to read it.
She was very upset and kind of threw the letter up in the air and ran in her room and slammed the door.
The letter was not from Steve Jobs. It was from somebody called
Senior Counsel, Apple Law Department.
That's right, Apple's legal department, telling a 9-year-old that Apple does not accept unsolicited ideas. Apple's legal department told her not to send them her suggestions. And if she wants to know why, she could read their legal policy on the Internet.
We were stunned. We just were stunned. It just wasn't the appropriate type of letter to send to a third grader.
It kind of seemed like they were saying, "Oh, we don't want your idea. Like, it's not good or anything."
And her mom thinks it's even worse coming from Apple.
They're a company who tries to promote itself as an educator of children. It was unacceptable. They know better than that.
Well, as we said, Apple had no statement, but as a result of our inquiries, the company's general counsel called Shay O'Gorman and personally apologized.
I'm glad to hear that, but the damage already done there. And you know what? They told her mom, company officials did, that they held a meeting yesterday morning to change Apple's corporate practices when responding to letters from children. That's even more promising.
That's the right thing to do.